I brought a few hot takes for you guys. But the first one is a little boring because I'm talking to singles players now, and I don't have Marvin.
Sorry, you're speaking to the European champion men's doubles player.
Oh my God, so embarrassing.
That's fine.
It's actually true. Okay, Christo,
Yeah.
I need your doubles player perspective on this now, okay? Focus.
Okay.
Guys, welcome back to ShuttleSquad episode 37. It's been a while. We had a little break. I was on holiday. Now I'm a little sick. The team is flying around as usual. But now we're back. Back with Christo, back with Kirsty. Welcome back to the podcast, guys.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes. We no, it's Kirsty and Slim Shady. We realized.
Yeah.
So
we've had a transformation, a bit of a makeover, and it's not me.
no.
Yeah, trying to have some fun during the summer. I hope for Japan Open I will have to cut it. So let's see how it goes.
So no rap career gonna be announced. It's just your summer color.
Not yet. Well, not yet. Maybe in the future, but not yet.
Not yet. I love it.
I would be ready for it. Guys, where do I find you?
I am just in the BAM Scotland offices in Glasgow. Glamorous as ever.
Perfect. Have you just trained?
I trained this morning, and then I'm in the gym, and then I'm on court. Well, we have a little fitness test, a yo-yo test this afternoon, and then some defense, I think. So it's going to be a leg burning day. And I went probably too hard in the gym this morning, so I'm not hugely hopeful as to how this fitness test is going to turn out, but it's fine.
Perfect. And Christo, you have an aircon behind you. Where are you?
Yes, I'm in Bulgaria. I'm currently in the mountain, in the spa hotel. So it's pretty warm here, and I need the IC. Well, it's very nice. I'm just having some holidays and rest the body.
Perfect. Marvin, not here today. I don't know if he's already doing some dad preparation classes or if he's just a busy bee. But yeah, good to see you guys again. Good to talk to you. Kirsty, you've been around.
I was going to say,
right?
where are you? And where were you on holiday?
Yeah, I was in what's it called in English? Is it like the northern part of Italy? Like Tyrol? I don't know what it is. Yeah. So we just spent a few days. Yeah, a few days in the mountains.
Nice.
With my girlfriend and some friends. Some hiking, some mountain sea, sunbathing, whatever. It was really cool. But my throat didn't take it too good actually. I'm got a little cold.
Husky.
Yeah. But hey, doesn't stop us from recording, I guess.
No.
And also, Kirsty, I saw you were pretty close to where I am now yesterday because I'm in at my parents' home for today, and it's pretty close to Frankfurt. And I've seen you've been in Frankfurt yesterday. Can you talk about this, or is it a secret project?
It's still a little bit secret, but yeah, we were doing some fun media kind of shooting stuff for a pretty cool project that's coming up, and we'll be ready to announce it and everything later. So yeah, cool.
Amazing. So you just spent one day and then you went back. Oh my boys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not my favorite way to travel. It was a really early morning and a really late night, so I'm not feeling the freshest today, but it was only one day, so I'll survive.
Yeah, that's great. And Christo, you are in Bulgaria spending your holidays 1 week, you said, right?
Yeah, about a week. I'm already here for a few days, and I'll be back home on Friday. So first I have to go to Paris for a media day for the World Championships. Some medias are coming to interview and pictures with the team to prepare for Paris, and then I'm going back home on Friday night.
It's crazy that it's actually getting so close already. It's like, what is it, like 8 weeks or something?
Yeah, it must be about that. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 months.
Not
Yeah,
even.
about 2 months.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, looking forward to Paris. But you have also had a really good streak recently. Our last recording was while you played a casual semifinal at a 750. How was that for you?
It was nice. It was very nice to kind of having a back good result after almost a year when I did my semi-final in All England. So yeah, it's my second big semi-final, big tournament, and I'm just very happy to have also a good level, high level during the 3 weeks in a row. I think that was a big challenge because I did quarterfinal in Malaysia, which was a good result. And then Singapore came and Indonesia. And to be honest, I think it's one of the toughest tour because the main hole is very windy in all the three tournaments. So you need to really adapt well, and yeah, it's tough for badminton players, especially first rounds. It can always be tricky, and I'm happy to like to well managed this Asian tour.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, I think Anders had also a quite solid tour. Final in Malaysia, then winning the Indonesia, and you just took him out in the first round. So took advantage of him playing a lot of matches. But how was your
Yeah,
run? Yeah, you bet Anderson, you bet Low, you bet Pranoy. Quite solid.
yeah. It's Anders. He played Thailand, I think, not
Is he
Malaysia,
gone?
and so he had the week
Oh, we're
rest,
reconnecting with
and then.
Christo.
No.
I'll tell you
It
about
was
it then.
nice to I think
Yeah,
play
yeah,
Tell
him
man.
also
me.
in the
They
first
were
round
they were
because that
really
was
good
a big match
matches. You know,
normally,
felt really
and I
solid.
think
No.
he didn't really kind of play
Let
his
me
best
tell you,
game,
the
and
the aircon
it
and the
was
grip
very windy, so it
in
was difficult to control the
Singapore
shuttle.
is
But
no joke.
nevertheless,
It's probably the hall that I
I
struggle
think
with
it
the
was a good performance
most.
from my side.
It's
And happy.
just the space of the arena is so huge. Like people talk about
Yes.
the drift in the Astora Sinai, and you know, it can be windy, the crowd, people, like lots of bodies moving, but the size of the arena is so like tangible to me. Like
Hmm.
I know where the walls are, I know where the crowd starts and the court ends, and I have those markers, but the empty vast space in Singapore, I really struggle with it, and I really struggled in my first round match against Ratchanok, who was just like so clinical. Like you have to find that balance between like quality shots but safe shots, but not too risky shots. And as soon as I thought I hit one of those, she was still all over me. So it was such difficult conditions. They always kind of throws me off in Singapore. It's not one of my best playing tournaments, to be honest.
Yeah, I just remember when you started talking that the hall looked huge, like crazy big.
Huge. Christo's back.
Yes,
Hey,
sorry, I don't know what happened honestly. So I just turned off my phone and like put it on again, and it just worked. So
It's
no
it
problem.
must
We
be
just
that,
keep it running.
that mountain Wi-Fi.
yeah, I'm currently I'm sharing my data because Wi-Fi is very
Ah.
bad here. Uh, but yeah, I hope it will be all right for the next minutes. So
Kirsty
I
covered
don't
for
know
all the
at what
questions.
moment. Okay, okay. I don't know at what moment I was gone. So sorry.
I think you passed out when I was asking about your match, but Kirsty got that, and we were talking about
Yeah, don't
how
worry.
huge the hall in Singapore is
Oh
and
yes,
the
okay.
conditions over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Kirsty, for covering up.
You're so welcome. I got you. I got you.
Okay, nice.
Kirsty, what's up next for you actually? When you train right now, is it a training block?
A little bit, but I actually have a holiday next week. Um, I'm going to a little island just off of Scotland, called Barra. It's like a 4.5 hour ferry. So you drive 2 hours to the ferry port, and then it's a 4.5 hour ferry. So it's really remote, and I can't wait.
Yes.
Just to disconnect from everything. And then I've got 2 good weeks of training. I think Tina Bond is coming across. And yeah, and then I'll do Japan and China.
Yeah. So we were always talking about no breaks. So you guys are really making use of this one week, 10-day breaks that you get, right?
Yes.
Really, really, yeah, definitely. With 5 weeks between tournaments, so 5 weeks between Indonesia and Japan. And yeah, you got to take those opportunities. It's such a hard thing because you want to make the most of the training block, like you say, but also, oh God, we want a week off. So yeah, we're trying to get the best of both worlds.
I can only imagine like every time that when you come home after like a 3-week, 4-week trip and like drop the bags. Are you unpacking directly, or are you a person who leaves it there for a day and then starts unpacking?
Directly. Yeah.
This guy's
I
he's so strict,
I get
Yeah, I mean,
the lot.
disciplined.
Yeah.
I have so many wet clothes from the match. Yeah, I need like it needs cleaning,
Yeah.
Immediately.
washing and stuff.
I get the laundry done immediately, but then stuff like the clean clothes that are in there, maybe that sits for 2 or 3 days until I need it for training, and then I'll just work from the bag rather than
Yes,
putting the clean stuff in the wardrobe to then use again. I'll just use the bag as the wardrobe until that stuff's done.
yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
How many bags you usually travel with, actually?
Only one
With
big
what?
from my side.
Oh, but then you guys take some like recovery stuff and some training stuff. And do you take shuttles with you? Do you take multi shuttles with you?
Yeah, but that's more about my father. My father's carrying the little bag with the shuttles, and my brother is carrying a lot of stuff, so he has a second luggage. And inside we have few things for recovery. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I have a huge roller bag that I can get my racket bag inside and all of my clothes for like a 2 week trip, maybe a 3 week trip. Um, but if I can just carry my racket bag and wheel a suitcase, that's better for me. I prefer that.
Yeah, I always try to avoid carry on completely for all the tournaments I do is basically in Europe. So I was always trying to go really lightweight, but with increasing camera equipment, it's starting to get a little tough. And now I'm also waiting for my luggage after every flight, because before it was so easy. You just run off, you don't have to
Yes.
wait. Nothing gets lost.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah.
when you fly within Europe, you normally have to pay like per check-in bag, right? But when you go to Asia on the long haul flights, most of the time it's just like you get 30 kilos. And if that's one bag, that's fine. If that's two bags, that's also fine. But you get like a weight amount to use essentially. So that's why sometimes I have one, sometimes I have two, but always in Europe I will only have one.
Without doing any advertisement here, do you guys have a favorite airline?
Non-spawn.
I think it depends also if you travel to Europe or to Asia. Um,
Mhm.
but I would say for traveling long trips to Asia, we always take Turkish airline. But
Mhm.
not because it's the best, but it's more convenient for us. We have a direct flight from Marseille to Istanbul, and then we have direct flight from Istanbul to everywhere. So it's very
Wherever.
convenient
Yeah.
for us. And I think the food is also pretty good in the plane. I mean, not so good, but it's you can eat it. So so let's say
Compared
that.
to,
And
yeah.
for yeah, in Europe, it's just I would say sometimes whatever is the cheapest. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, for me, because I live on an island, it's pretty hard the flights aren't so convenient. So I normally have to go to a major European hub and then
Mhm.
out to wherever we go. So KLM, Air France, and um, they're well used airports and airlines for me. And then for Asia, there was a while where I like without trying got to silver on Emirates because we would just use Emirates every single time we went to Asia, and I was doing about 4 or 5 trips a year. Um, but in the kind of COVID times, we were using kind of Qatar or Turkish Airlines also. But now we're back to Emirates. They seem to be back to being the cheapest and most convenient flights for us to go to Asia. And I really like Emirates, actually. The staff are always super nice. I've rarely had any issues with them, but for all of the times that I've been to Dubai airport, I've never been to Dubai. And it's not really somewhere that appeals to me to, I don't think it's one of my top holiday destinations. So yeah, but I've probably spent about 2 weeks of my life in Dubai airport.
Only the airport. Yeah, I've been to Dubai once, I think, on our way to New Zealand, and we were like, okay, we just have a layover there, and then we just stay there for 3 days or something and just look around. But yeah, it's like a lot of people go there on holiday nowadays, right? Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just guaranteed sun and a fancy
Yeah.
hotel. So if that's what you want from your holiday, then you're onto a winner, I think.
Yes. Yes, easy. Yeah, I think we can directly jump. I brought a few hot takes for you guys.
Okay.
It's the first one is a little boring because I'm talking to singles players now, and I don't have Marvin.
Sorry, you're speaking to the European champion men's doubles player.
Oh my God, so embarrassing.
That's fine.
It's actually true. Yeah, just one of the best men's doubles player in Europe. Okay, Christo.
Yeah.
I need your doubles player perspective on this now, okay? Focus.
Okay.
So the first hot take is because I mean in tennis, for example, you have doubles disciplines, but it's basically all about singles. So focusing on singles events like in tennis would make badminton more popular. Do you think it's true or it's wrong?
I think it's wrong because the doubles.
You have to say that as a doubles player.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it as a fan guy of badminton. If I'm watching badminton, I think doubles is very exciting to watch. You have so much speed and power, and of course there are some points very fast when you just serve and return for a few points, and that's kind of boring sometimes. But rallies can be amazing, and I think that's a good like vitrine for badminton, I would say.
Yeah.
I think most of the media around badminton is still pretty much focused on singles, and I think that's mostly to do with like the consistency of the getting to know the players. Like even I can't really keep up with the switches in the partnerships and doubles and who's had this career with
neither.
this person. They've switched. Yeah, exactly. So it's quite tough. So I think for a kind of media literacy way and at ease for fans, singles is the easiest to catch a hold of and keep hold of. But if we didn't have doubles, then we wouldn't have some of like the most recognizable names in badminton. We wouldn't have the minions, the daddies, Fukushima Matsumoto. Like
The Popov
we would
brothers.
miss out the Popov brothers, eh? But yeah, it's a whole kind of big part of badminton that we would miss out on. So I do think the media and this interest slightly leans singles. But yeah, we would lose so much if we didn't have the doubles disciplines. I think they're fuller than the tennis doubles disciplines. In that you have to really specialize in a doubles discipline, whereas tennis you see the singles players playing doubles because they fancy it the week before. Andy Murray playing with Serena Williams, you would never see Victor playing with Tai Tzu Ying just because they can. So I think it's definitely like a more full discipline in badminton.
Yeah, I think like the question came up because obviously it's easier to focus on one discipline, and if there's only one discipline, there's not much going on around it, and you can focus on it. TV times are way more condensed, and the focus is just on one thing. And because sometimes when you watch badminton and you have like 3-4 courts, it's like, okay, where do I, there's so much going on. I cannot really focus on. I mean, obviously, sometimes if you have a lot of matches going on and one match is really exciting and standing out, then you hear the crowd going for one match, kind of. But usually in the first days of tournaments, there's so much going on, even for the live audience. What on one hand is a plus because it's really cool. You can have a look here, you can look there. There's a lot going on. But for the atmosphere and for the focus, I feel like sometimes that is also kind of a downside. But on the other hand, it's such an advantage that you have so much going on and so many disciplines and makes the sport way more diverse. And if
Yeah.
it was only singles, I could not play badminton.
Yeah, yeah, I think it brings in like a different kind of physical element to it. And also I think maybe we'll see that addressed in the changes that are coming in 2027, or the proposed changes for 2027, when we go down to potentially two courts. It might help to focus the streaming of it, so every match is streamed in some way, and the in-house audience focus, and interest as well. That, going down to the two courts but keeping all five disciplines might be a good move.
Yeah. I think in general, trying to reduce the numbers of courts in one arena, because I think it's not possible to have like this center court thing from day one, because then you would need another arena right next to the arena for all the other courts. And that's also actually crazy in tennis how they isolate the center court. And if you're not playing center court, nobody sees you.
Yeah, interesting. We tried that, or I say we, I experienced that at the most recent Commonwealth Games. I know that doesn't mean much to anyone in Europe, but the Commonwealth Games is quite a big deal for us. But it was in Birmingham in 2022, and it was at the NEC, so just a huge space. And they had four or five main courts, and then one separate, totally separate, not just like a little bit to the side, like totally separate, with seating all around one court. It's totally separately. So for the players, it was really cool to play on that one center court, but for the spectators and ticketing, I would say it was a friggin' nightmare. Because the night before, especially for like if you want to go and see a specific person, so like for our families, they didn't know if we're going to be on the main courts or the center court, and so you feel like you miss out. I feel like I don't have that in tennis, but if we were to change that now in badminton, I think it would be a ticketing night. I think a lot of people would be very pissed that they couldn't watch Victor Axelsen because they didn't get those, uh, center court tickets. I think the good thing is you get to see everything.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know how they do it in tennis. I think if you get tickets, you can also watch all the other courts, and there's no specific, like you get that spot or that seat. But yeah, not sure.
Yeah, I think it's very movable. I think if you can have like a general admission ticket and you can see all of the courts 2 to 12 or whatever they have. But then you need specific center court tickets if you want to see the center court, obviously.
Yeah. All right.
That's maybe one of the things that PWF has also to maybe how to say be better at scheduling maybe more in advance some matches, and not having at 11 p.m. in the night if you play at 9 a.m. in the morning or not. So for example, when you watch tennis or football, you almost know like 2-3 weeks in advance. Well, I don't say we need 2 or 3 weeks in advance, but at least a few days, like when you arrive on maybe Sunday and not Monday, just more than 24 hours before at least.
Yeah, it's true that actually, like, if you want to focus, as you said, Kirsty, if you want to see one specific person, it's also quite tough, and you just have to plan your whole day like freely and be like flexible, because you will never know.
But that's maybe like the kind of, we talk about all these improvements that are, I think we spoke with Marvin before, these improvements that are going to be made, or changes that are going to be made in badminton. We look at it very much from a player's perspective, but like you said at I think the gymnastics event that you were at, people generally want to just come and experience sport and just it's a day out for people. So, maybe that kind of little excitement edge of like, will I get to see this person or won't I get to see this person? Like if I go to Wimbledon, you're like, oh, I hope I get to see Andy Murray. Not anymore because he's retired. But like I hope I get to see Andy Murray. And it's like if you do get to see him, best day ever. And if you don't get to see him, then it was still a great day of tennis. So I don't know. There's like the fan day out element of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just have to keep some flexibility and some surprising elements. Let's keep it in the positive.
Yeah.
My second take that I have for you is pre-game nutrition is overrated in badminton.
Oh, Christo, you can
Overrated,
take this
right?
one first.
Overrated, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, yes. But I do understand for some people that it's not overrated and they need to eat specific foods before. For me, it's just sometimes if I want something and I would enjoy eating it, and it makes me happy before a match, so I will eat it. Of course, I will eat something very, very a crazy fat and sugar. But yeah, if I just want something and I'm not hesitating, I will just eat it and I will feel good during the day and I have a match after. So yeah, I think during the day it's not so important. It's more for recovery. After a match, it's a bit more important for me, I think.
Yeah, I think if you're a person that is like locked into your nutrition because that's the best way for you to get the best out of your body for performance, then that's great. Like some bodies react really well or really poorly to certain foods or diets, but I'm not someone that like overthinks my diet. I think for me before a match, it's just like, have I eaten enough? It doesn't really matter exactly the makeup of what I'm eating. Obviously, like Christo says, I'm not going to go and eat a McDonald's and a milkshake and then a McFlurry.
And
Um,
sweet.
yeah. um, but yeah, as long as I've eaten enough to make sure I have enough fuel in my body, and I'm not going to have a massive sugar crash, then that's good enough for me, personally. But then other people, Victor spoke recently about how kind of locked into his nutrition he got. If Marvin was here, I think he's also someone that's pretty locked into his nutrition. Um, I've seen him be quite specific about what he eats, but I think that's because he builds muscle so easily. And he has to kind of like keep a handle on that. So yeah, I think me and Krista are probably in the same boat of like,
What makes you
and
happy?
yeah,
And
what makes you
performance.
happy? Yeah, sometimes for me being like too locked into nutrition is actually like more stressful.
For
And
your
then
mind?
I get sad. So I prefer to eat like pretty well most of the time, good enough for performance training for recovery, but not like specific enough that it's taking all of like my mental energy
Yeah.
to keep on top of it.
Yeah.
So it's not just gummy bears and painkillers, but it can be.
Not always.
Can be.
That vlog really did expose a lot of my diet. That's not always my diet. I do want to put a disclaimer. But yeah, you really caught me on ice cream and gummy bears that week.
Yeah, that was a lot of. It was fun. It was really fun.
That was good.
Gave a good impression. Good behind the scenes look. Um, and I have one last take before we wrap it up for today. And the last take is, An Se-young will retire before turning 27.
Oh,
She will
you,
return
yeah.
before what?
She turns 27 years old.
Oh,
I think
why?
potentially, yes.
It's just because her legs always look like a tape,
Mummies.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I think if you're so successful, like so quick and so early, I mean, she's playing so. I mean, if she plays a tournament, she plays it until the end, basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, But I mean, yeah, Victor did the same and also still running around somehow.
I think she's maybe more consistent over the years also.
Hmm.
Like, she is winning Super Series. I mean, Super 1000 or 750 since she's 18, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying actually.
Yeah. It's like she has almost done a normal career or someone else.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because she's my age. Like,
Listen,
Christo, step up, please.
I think she's like 8 or 9 years younger than me, so let's not go there. But yeah, I mean, I think potentially because she's already on track this year. Is she? I want to say she's 24. Is she 24, 25 this year?
23.
She's 23. She's younger. Okay,
Yeah.
she's born in 2002.
Well, I think she's my age, 2002, so 23.
Okay. I mean, I think there's potential for her to retire. She's already won 3 Super 1000s this year. She's the first female to do that. So and there's no reason why she's not going to win China Open in a few weeks. And so she's won an Olympics. She's won World Champs.
So
It's
basically,
kind of
it's
getting
about retiring after Los Angeles, you say?
I mean, yeah, but again, we don't know anything about her kind of personal circumstance also. So, some people that's like enough for them. I think we were kind of surprised when He Bing retired at 27, 20, something like that.
Or Zhang Ziwei.
Zhang Ziwei, yeah. So, some people are just like, I've done what I came to do, and I'll see you later. And you can't argue with that because she's already done everything.
But yeah,
And you need to have another life, like normal life you want to have maybe as well.
Yeah.
I think at that point it's basically about, do I still enjoy it, or is it more kind of a work thing for me to do? Because there's like everybody talking about this motivation thing, and it's like kind of worn out to say it, but I think it's super important.
Yeah. It's also maybe not just about yourself anymore. It's like the country, all the staff wants you to perform to get medals for the country, and you have some pressure as well because you need to deliver, but you don't really enjoy it anymore. So it's making also tough.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I mean, we're just guessing here. Like, there's no inside information that we have about An Se-young or her career, but we're just making things up. But yeah, it's a thought that I had because it was like, okay, I don't know. People say she could dominate for the next 10 years, but I don't know. We will see. Nobody knows.
Let's see.
Let's see. Guys, I think Kirsty, you have to run off.
I do. Yes.
I also have to catch a train. So let's and Christo has to get out in the sun and get some
I need to go in my swimming pool.
Yes. That's an important task for the day. So enjoy that, and thanks for joining, guys, and everybody else. Thanks for listening, and we will be back next week with another episode. No breaks coming up, and hopefully we get Marvin back for some doubles perspectives. Guys, thanks a lot. Take care, and talk to you soon.
See you guys.
See you.
Bye bye.